You call yourself a man? You know you're a lying, low-life, motherfucking gambling degenerate prick. You know that's what you are?
Well, hello, you degenerate fucks, and welcome to the Degenerate Gambler. It is Thursday, the 29th of October, and we're just looking ahead to the weekend's fixtures. So, just before I do that, I'll have a quick look back at the bets I did in midweek. A bit unlucky with a couple of them, but then last night's one was pretty much atrocious. The only thing I will say, I backed Barcelona and Juventus for a draw. I'm sure anybody who watched the match or was following the results, Morata scored a hat trick, and all three of them were disallowed for the VAR. So you're fighting against that as well as trying to pick the right teams. But anyway, let's move on to my picks for the week. So I've basically got my bets picked. I'm going to give you 5 teams that I think are going to win. That's one bet. And then I'm going to give 5 teams for overs. No mixing, matching. Just plain, just straight up from the way I've got them picked now, which is how I normally do the bets anyway. I would usually do one bet, all teams to win, one bet, overs, sometimes both teams to score, but no mix and match. So anyway, here we go. First team is Sheffield Wednesday to win. They are away to Wigan, and the price is 9-10, which is 1-9. As I say, the reason for that, both teams, Sheffield Wednesday are still bottom of the league, but they had minus 12 points. The reason for that one really is that Wickham have been really poor. Sheffield Wednesday haven't been that much better, but they are the better team. Wickham have lost 4 and draw 1 of their last 5. To be fair, they do have to beat somebody at some point. Just hopefully it's not at the weekend. Next is Ipswich at home to Crewe, and that is even money, which is 2.0. Again, Ipswich made a good start. I really do fancy them. They're sitting 3rd in the league. Crewe are 15th, not bad, but Ipswich form isn't great. They've only got 3 wins out of 5 and they've beat 2, but their home record, they played 4, win 4, and they scored 7, conceded none at home. And Crewe's away record is played 3 and they've only got 3 points. So that's that one. Next is Wigan versus Northampton. Wigan are at home to Northampton. The price there is 9-10, which is 1.9. Now both of these teams are right under each other in the league. So Wigan are 19th, 7 points. Northampton are 20th. In the form, not much better. Both Wigan have only got 1 point in the last 5. But, and this is mainly the reason, and even though they haven't played each other in 2 years, Wigan have beat them the last 5 times at home. So, I don't know, on that one I'm just hoping that history keeps repeating itself. Let's see, what have we got here next? Next is Salford, and Salford are, where are they? They are at home to Oldham. Paul Scholes, I think he's still the manager, isn't he? And they are at home to Paul Scholes' hometown club, which is Oldham. And they are 4-5, which is 1.8. Looking at them, Salford are 10th, Oldham are 20th, and both doing decently in form ways, but even the home and away is not too much bad, but just Salford have been getting better results. They're unbeaten in their last 5 at home. Sorry, they've unbeaten in the last 6 at home. So I'm just hoping they can get a win there. And then lastly is a French game, which is Rennes versus Brest. Now, Rennes are sitting third at the minute, and Brest are 14th. Only problem I have with this game is that Rennes obviously played in midweek. We're beaten 1-0 by Seville. And, is the fact that they're in Europe going to affect, their league position in their league games? After their last Champions League game against Krasnodar, where they drew 1 each, they were beaten at home. So I'm just hoping that the history doesn't repeat itself on that one. So that's will be one bet. That will be the teams to win bet. I haven't calculated the odds. But you know what? I'll quickly do that now. So what we have is 9 to 10, which is 1.9. Going on to evens, which is 2.0. Going on to another 9 to 10, which is 1.9. Going on to 4 to 5, which is 1.8. Going on to another 4 to 5, which is another 1.8. And the odds of that, I think, are around 20. Is that 22? Yeah, 22 to 1. So not bad. Not bad at all. Right, okay. And moving on to over 2.5s. We have a Blackburn versus Swansea at 10 to 11, which is 1.91. We have Stoke versus Rotherham, which is 11 to 10, which is 2.10. We have Doncaster, and they play Lincoln, and that's evens, which is 2.0. Fleetwood and Oxford, which is 9 to 10, which is 1.9. And then Barrow versus Bradford, and that is an unusual price, which is 43 to 40, which works out at 2.08. Together, that one is, I think this is a lot better. This is bigger. Yeah, this is about 30 to 1. Yeah, 30 to 1. That's a big price. So I don't know which one I'm going to do as my main bet. I'll maybe do the smaller odds as my main bet for a chance to win more. If I was to put a tenner on that, I obviously come in with 310, which is kind of appealing, and maybe I will do that. I'll work that out, but that's basically the two bets in that order. With that, so 5 to win, 5 overs. The nap, which I considered not doing the nap this week. I would consider just picking it, but just integrating it in the bet. But I'll keep it going for another couple of weeks and see how I go. But other than the first week, it hasn't been great. So the two that I fancy most out of those bets, pick one from each, was Ipswich to beat Crewe and Doncaster and Lincoln to be overs. So just on that, Ipswich, obviously at home, they've won 12 out of 13 games at home. They beat Crewe the last 4 occasions at home, and Crewe have a bit of a patchy away record. On the Doncaster Lincoln, both are scoring and conceding. In the head-to-heads, 3 of the last 4 were over 2.5. And in the last 2 home games, Doncaster have scored 4 in each game, scored 8 in total. So, if form or anything's anything to go by, that should be close. That should be close. Okay, now I'll just move quickly on to Sunday. Sunday, the teams I'm looking at so far are Everton away to Newcastle at 10 to 11, which is 1.91. Spurs at home to Brighton at 3 to 5, which is 1.6. Villa and Southampton to be over 2.5 goals, which is 4 to 6, which is infraction is 1.67. Bayern Leverkusen, who are away to Freiburg, they are 9 to 10, which is 1.9. Lazio, again dodgy, because Lazio have been having a patchy form after the European games. But Lazio away to Torino, who are awful, I think bottom of the league, 9 to 10 again, so that's 1.9 infraction. And then Ludogorets home to Levski, and that is 4 to 9. That adds up somewhere in the region of 20 odd to 1. So there you go, Saturday and Sunday. Looking at midweek, I think there's another big. So again, on Tuesday night we'll have 6 Championship, 11 League 1, 11 League 2, 8 Champions League. On Wednesday, 6 Championship, 8 Champions League, League of Ireland, Italian, and then on Thursday again 24 Europa League. So a decent amount of fixtures. Just on Monday as well. Monday, a couple of Premier League, a Bundesliga, Italian League, La Liga. So I might do what I did the last few weeks and a small £2 bet maybe on the Monday to try and steal a couple of pound, maybe just to get me a free week or whatever. But we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. As I say, that's the weekend sorted, picked out. Now we're going to go on to my wee bit that I was talking about on Thursday, which is I'm going to do an update on my outright bets that I picked throughout the season. And I will probably do this 3 or 4 times throughout the year. Also next week, just quickly, I'm going to go over my wins and losses. I'm going to go over how much money I've put in week to week and then how much I'm down. Because at the minute I am down a few hundred, but by this time next week maybe I won't be. That's always a way to look at it. But just on the outrights, as I said on Thursday about it's still not too late to do an outright. There's some interesting prices out there because of how teams have started. For example, Rangers were around about 2-1 or 7-4, I think. At the start of the season to win the league, and Celtic were like heavy odds on. I think Celtic were somewhere in the region of 1-2. But because obviously Celtic have had a bit of a poor couple of results, the price on Celtic has went back out. Rangers were 7-4 at the start of the season, which is 2.75 in decimal. But at present, I think Celtic are 6-4. So again, if you fancy Celtic to win the league, which is 2.5, it's not too late. Again, I'm sure Barcelona are a better price, being that they've made a pretty poor start, beaten last week in the El Clasico. So let's look here. Just bear with me 1 second. So we go down to Spain and see here. Spain, La Liga to win outright. Barcelona are 13-8. You see, Barcelona, I think they were. Them and Real Madrid were very, very similar, around evens. So now 13-8, you're getting better. And then also you've obviously got the Champions League, you've got the Europa League, FA Cup, League Cup, all the cups for Scottish Cup, whatever. So you still can pick an outright bet, and you're probably in a better position now, knowing what teams are looking good. Some of the teams in the lower leagues, maybe you get a good price on them winning the league. But anyway, moving on to mine. So, one of my bets, I'm going to go first, the first one I did was a £5 bet of Lyon to finish top 3, Stoke to be promoted, Tranmere to be promoted, Hull to be promoted, Cluj to win the league, and what is that last one? Let's see here. And Real Madrid to win outright as well. And that bet paid 2,500 for a fiver. I did that early. So looking through that, so Lyon to finish top 3. Lyon made a poor start, but they are 6th on 13 points, 2 points behind Rennes, who are in 3rd. And they're in Europe and have a patchy, so happy enough with that. Stoke to get promoted. Stoke haven't made the best of starts, but it's not bad. At the end of the day, they've only got to finish top 6 and hopefully maybe go up to the playoffs. But at the minute, they're 10th on 12 points, 2 points behind Bristol City, who's 6th in the bottom of the playoffs. Tranmere to be promoted. Tranmere, not great. They're 17th on 9 points from 9 games, and Port Vale are 7th. They've got 16 points. So that's one that's probably letting that bet down at the minute. Madrid, I think are Madrid first or second, aren't they? And as I say, Barcelona not looking. So Madrid are second, a point behind Sociedad with a game in hand. Barcelona are 12th with 2 games in hand. Well, one on Real Madrid, but 2 altogether. Hull has been a surprise package, but I did fancy them. Hull's sitting second, 21 points from 9 games, so they're flying. And then Cluj, do you know what? That's somebody that I have not looked up on. Let me just double check. Well, leave Cluj for next. Don't want to be hovering over it. So that one, 3 or 4 going well. One or two maybe letting it down. And yeah, next one, not great. This one, the bet was Bolton to win the league. Juve to win the league, Newcastle to finish top half, and Dundee to finish top 6. Sorry, just before going, Cluj are sitting third on 18 points, 3 points behind the leaders, same amount of games. So let's see this one, which is, this one I put £15 on, it pays 2,100. Bolton 5-1, Juventus 10-11, Newcastle 4-1, Dundee 6-4. So I think 2 of these are actually going okay. So Bolton, terrible. Bolton are sitting 16th on 9 points, and the leaders are Newport on 22. But I do think that league is wide open. I do. It's one of them. If you get a run together, you could win that easy. But it's whether or not they get a run together. Italian League, Juve haven't been great. They are 5th on 9 points. What's that? 6 points behind AC Milan. And, but it's Juventus, so I think it's still early days for them yet. Newcastle to finish top half. At the minute, they're 14th on 8 points. Only 1 point behind Chelsea, who's 10th on 9. But there is teams like Southampton, Leeds, Palace, Wolves, all in that top half that could possibly drop out. But at the same time, City, United are in the bottom half and could easily drop out. Arsenal's 11th. So that one's going to be tight. So it is very, very tight. Dundee, top 6. I think Dundee are actually sitting 6th, if I'm not mistaken. Yep, Dundee are 6th on 13 points. So going okay. Next, we have Burnley to finish top half. Let me see here. Burnley to finish top half. Oh, here we go. Wickham to be relegated. Tranmere again, but only to finish in the top 7, so it doesn't matter if they get promoted. Peterborough to finish top 6, and Notts County to be promoted from the conference. And that, I put £20 on that, and that pays 1,800. So that's the worst odds, I think, out of the lot of them. So let's go and look at that. Burnley, I know obviously they're doing terrible. They've got 1 point from 5 games, so they are a long way from top half, and that is probably, I would say, that's gone. But anyway, Championship, Wickham to get relegated. Yeah, they've got 1 point from 8 games. Tranmere top 7 we talked about. They're not doing great, but it's not that far behind. Peterborough top 6. Peterborough are sitting 4th on 19 points. And Notts County to be promoted from the conference, the National League, sorry, as they call it now, and they're sitting 8th, where they've got a game in hand on a few teams. They're on 9 points, and Torquay's top of the league on 15. So a long way to go on that anyway. And then the last one is my goal scorers, and it's funny. The one that I thought was nailed on is the one that's probably going to beat this bet, because I don't think a lot of people saw this coming. Even my own friends and family who are, one of them's an Everton fan, but I'll get that in a second. So I had Ali all these are to be top goal scorer for their own team. So I had Ali Watkins, he's top scorer with 3. Sterling, he's top goal scorer with only 2, but I think it's joint. Callum Wilson, he's top goal scorer with 4. Salah, he's top goal scorer with 6. Richarlison has only scored 1, and Calvert-Lewin I think scored 6 or 7. So that's probably going to beat this. And then Martial, I don't think he's even scored in the Premier League, but nobody in United's run the way beat yet. So that one, at the end of the day, it is probably beaten, but it's by something that I wasn't expecting. I don't think many people were expecting Calvert-Lewin to have the season he's having. What I have to hope for there is maybe a couple of injuries, but I don't think to wish for that. But anyway, that's me for today. I'll tweet the nap and stuff later, and the bet's probably sometime tomorrow. But you all basically know what they're going to be. So, as I say, it just leaves me to say good luck and happy punting.
Here, get the fuck out of here. Yeah, thanks. Let me find out you fucked up. I'll leave you wherever I find you.